right, guys, we are here with part 3 of our first-time homebuyer class. Part 3 is the benefits of having a realtor. This is obviously how my list, but I'll let you start with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, tons of benefits to having a realtor. We broke it down into a few sections because we don't want these videos to be overbearing. So, number one benefit of having a realtor, they know the local real estate market. I am very big. People always ask me, well, where are you licensed? I'm licensed in the state of Tennessee, but it doesn't mean I necessarily am the one who needs to represent you across the whole state of Tennessee. I am big on representing my areas that I'm a professional in. I can name the neighborhoods. I can drive you through the neighborhoods, tell you price per square foot of every neighborhood as we're driving down the road. You want a realtor in your market to be knowledgeable on trends of the area, different developments, builder reputations, local municipalities, utilities, schools. You need somebody who really knows your market, the market in which you're looking to purchase. If you are not that person, agents, please refer that out and let somebody do it who is a professional in that area. But you want to make sure that whoever you're hiring to represent you in potentially one of the largest transactions of your life, that they are very knowledgeable on their market, that they are helping you represent you in.
You know, it's not hard to learn that stuff,
Correct.
but there is something different about somebody that grew up in the area, that remembers when it was the farmland that's being built into this or developed into this, and it is important. So number 2 is all they do is real estate. We have, and nothing against part-time realtors, but there's so much involved in such a big transaction, which is a lot like Ian just said. One of the most important buying decisions that you can make. You need to have a full-time realtor, somebody that's really out there that is doing this full-time all the time, loves it, eats, sleeps, breathes it. It's just really important to have that person that is going to bat for you 24/7.
Yeah, I think it's important too, Eddie. We talk about it all the time. Hundreds of transactions throughout our careers, and no transaction has been the same ever. So it's really important to be there and to have the reps, to have that experience of what happens during a transaction. And it's really frustrating when you need an answer to a question and somebody's working their normal 8 to 5 and they do real estate outside of that part time and they really can't get to you. So you need somebody who's going to bat for you, who, like we said, is real estate full time. They do this all day, every day. Unfortunately, a lot of times on vacation.
Yeah.
But all day, every day, that's all we do. We sell real estate. So,
and you love it. It's not really work on vacation. Everybody's going to do a little bit of that. The other part that's kind of interesting, or what I think is bringing that full time is full time realtors. They're going to take the stress away from you, right? Mm-hmm. Like, we know the steps, how to get you from A to B to Z to get it closed. And a lot of times when you're working with an agent that's all they do, they're going to fix the problem before you even know it's a problem.
Absolutely. So number 3, everything is negotiable. Obviously, buying a home can involve hundreds of issues. Many of them are up for discussion in a real estate transaction. When you have a full-time professional, they have extensive training in negotiation. We pride ourselves in getting buyers the best price and best terms for their offers. So especially when you're going to that table and you're sitting down and you're like, we love this house. We're going to help you construct that offer so that house does become yours. And also make sure you get to the finish line. That's the big one for us. And then we collaborate with you as the buyer to make sure that we cover any and all parts of the contract and the purchase that is important to you. Closing costs might not be what you need. You might need a lower purchase price. Whatever that is in the contract, we're going to negotiate that for you and whatever suits you best. And at the end of the day, it's our job to make sure you get the best deal possible for this house.
What's the most interesting thing you've negotiated into a contract?
We've had some cats thrown in, farm animals. I feel like I see that one way too often.
Way too often.
I just wrote one a while back. It had 10 cows as part of the contract. But barn cats are a weird one. For some reason, we wrote that in one.
Keep them there, right?
But yeah, I've had some weird things. Furniture gets thrown in there quite a bit, but some very odd requests.
All right, so number four is taking the worry out of the transaction. I talked a little bit about this earlier, but when you're working with that experienced agent, they take the emotional side out of it for you. One of the things that I know Ian's heart, what he takes a lot of pride in is not just selling you a house, right? A lot of times our buyers walk through the front door and they immediately fall in love with it, right? They see that's where their kids are going to grow up, or this is where they're going to entertain, and all of that stuff. One of the things that we take a lot of pride in is saying, okay, you see that and all that stuff is great. Now let's look at the financial side of it. What's the right price? The offer price versus the asking price versus the real value of it, and then what's the resale value for it, right? All of those things need to be factored into what house that you choose.
If I could jump in on that, Eddie,
Yep.
the one thing I tell all my clients when we first start looking for houses is I'm not going to talk you into buying a house. Buying that home, like Eddie just said, you walk into it and you know this is the house for us. My job is to make sure you understand what you're getting. And that's where he's talking about we take the pride in making sure that we have all of that stuff ready to go for you. We take all that worry out of the transaction so you can keep the dream. We're going to make sure that the dream becomes reality for you. And at the end of the day, you understand exactly what that dream is that you're getting.
And it makes sense.
Correct.
The numbers make sense. So I got some more stats for you. 92% of all transactions with an agent get to the closing table. I think that's very important, especially in today's society. 70% of all unrepresented buyers' contracts fall through. So your agent is working behind the scenes with the other agent to make sure that we're, like I said, finding all those issues before they become issues so that we do get to that closing table. Everybody makes their timelines. Everybody follows the contract like it's written.
Yeah. And you think you can do it until you get to the first problem. And then you're like, oh
right.
my gosh, where's this guy at?
That's right. That's right.
And that's when you get put on spot. But so thing 5, guys, we have interprofessional networks. Make sure your real estate agent, especially when you get a seasoned agent, you don't only get their expertise, you get the expertise of their whole entire professional network. So you're talking, especially when you're going through the contract, local trusted lenders, home inspectors, pest control companies, all the vendors that you might need for your home purchase. And then even after you close on that home, we've been in this business for a long time. And one of the things we pride ourselves on is we would never give you the advice to go do anything that we haven't done ourselves. So whether we're telling you how much it's changed our lives investing in real estate, whether it be rental properties, we do that. We have rental properties. Buying and flipping houses, other real estate investments that way. We do that. We buy and flip houses. So when you talk through that, we have built a huge network of vendors and contractors. So as you close on that home, like we talked about in a previous video, all of these things, problems that could come with a home, now are your problems to have. So it's really nice to be with a professional who knows local trusted vendors, especially your HVAC techs, roofing companies, electricians, plumbers, all of those people. You want to make sure you're covered from top to bottom, foundation specialists. We have contacts for all of those things. And not just one, we'll give you 3. You can pick who you want, but all of them we use personally. We would never send somebody to your house that we don't trust in our own home.
Yeah. To go into that just a little bit more, all these people are local people that we know, that we use, that we've broken bread with. We've had coffee with. We know about their family. Some of them we've probably grown up with for a long time. So just know that it's not. When we refer somebody to you, we consider that our reputation on it. So we're only going to refer people or have that in our trusted network, people that we already trust, that we're willing to put our name on the line for.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the next section is knowing how to find the best property for your needs. Once again, the realtors, and obviously we're plugging us here, and we're professional realtors that do this. But if we're not in your area, let us help you find another realtor. But go find those trusted realtors, because they're going to have all the tools. Once again, there's a almost like a need now for not getting on the phone and social media and researching yourself. And there's only so much that you can find about an area online. You need to go to that realtor that walks those streets, eats in those restaurants, they just have more knowledge, more tools that you won't be able to find on the internet. The other thing is we well, we wear a lot of different hats, but we're professional listeners. Our job is to hear what you want and then go find it. So,
I think two things to add to that. One, when Eddie was talking about potentially interviewing agents for you if you are moving to a different market, that is something I do for all of my clients here, and I make sure that it's very well known that it's a service I provide. If you are moving out of our market into another state, another area of Tennessee that I'm not comfortable working in, that I know I can't provide you the best service, let us call and interview that real estate agent for you. That way, we know what questions to ask. We've been through hundreds of transactions. I know exactly what to look for in an agent because we pride ourselves on doing that on a daily basis. So, don't hesitate to reach out to your real estate professional and ask them to interview those folks for you so that you know you're getting a good egg. We have systems that we can see their sales. We know what they do. Like I said, we're king at noticing other professionals because we pride ourselves on being those professionals. And then when it goes to listening to the needs and wants, uh, never hesitate to ask your agent to show you something because you might see something in a house that gives the agent a better vision on what you're looking for. So when you talk about kind of what you're looking for in a home, you might not even know that's something you wanted until you go see it in another home. That home might not be the product for you, but you might love that kitchen, or like Eddie said earlier, you might love that layout. So don't be scared to go see homes. You have to see to know what you want, especially if you're a first-time home buyer.
great advice. That wraps up part 3 of this video series. Stay tuned to part 4, which would be understanding your financial readiness.